In any business, we find ourselves in times where we have either a shortage of leads or underperforming sales or prospects who simply vanish before we can close the deal. How can we solve this problem? Well, all of these problems vanish when you attract exactly the right audience and then you understand what's going on inside of their minds at the time when you're engaging with them. My name is Jaeson Tanner from Zero Noise Marketing. In this video, what we're going to do is talk about how to get inside the minds of your ideal prospect so that you can get higher close rates, more predictable leads, and ultimately more revenue into your business. So we're looking to get inside of the brain of the prospect who is potentially looking for the service that you sell. Now, the first principle to understand here is that your prospect, like every other human being who has ever bought something in the history of mankind, is only looking for one thing at this stage, and that is to be able to make the best possible decision. As you know, when you make a purchase yourself, that's what you're thinking about as well. You're going through a system of cost-benefit type of analysis and figuring out exactly how to get the most benefit for the least amount of cost while protecting your investment. This process comes pre-built with every human brain. We go through cost-benefit analysis as we walk through every aspect of our life. In fact, if you're just crossing your house, you're always picking the most efficient route to get to the outcome that you're interested in. So cost-benefit is not a stranger to any of us. The larger the price is, or the larger the investment to the prospect, the longer this process is likely going to be, because they're going to take all the time that they need to feel comfortable when they finally make that decision. The other thing to understand about the buying process is as someone moves their way through the buying process, they will become more sophisticated because they're educating themselves to the point where they have agency over the decision they're going to make. They want to understand all the nuts and bolts, all the comparison factors. So what you can expect to notice is as the prospect is moving closer and closer to the decision point, their questions or their internet searches are going to become more sophisticated. They're going to use terms that are very specific, and they're going to show a high level of understanding, education, and knowledge as they get closer. So when you hear questions or see keywords in your metrics that show sophistication, what you're witnessing is a client that has moved all the way through the buying process, and they're now getting much closer to a buying decision. And of course, when you can get yourself in front of those clients or those prospects, that promises to shorten the sales cycle just about as far as it can go. What are these buying stages that prospects are going through? Well, the first one is awareness. You're familiar with this one for sure. So you have a need that you become aware of, and then you either say to yourself, this is a problem that I can solve, or this is a problem that I'm going to have to live with. And so there's two sides to awareness. The first is being aware of the problem and also becoming aware that there is actually a solution to this issue that can be solved. You may find some of your prospects are in that awareness of a problem, but do not realize that there's a attainable, affordable solution that would work in their situation. So that's awareness. In the next stage, the prospect starts thinking about all of the comparison factors that might come into play while they're evaluating the options to solve the problem that they have. Again, coming back to our primary principle, your prospect wants to make the best possible decision and needs a framework in order to make that decision. So whether they do this on paper, whether they do this in their minds, whether or not you provide them with a chart that shows them all the comparison factors, they're creating essentially a rubric or a matrix of comparison factors so that they can make, again, the best possible decision. So they take all of these factors into consideration and then move into the next stage, which is decision. At the decision point, they've eliminated all of the options that are not right for them or the underperforming options, and they're usually left with a few different options that are at the finish line. And if there's a clear winner, they select that one. But if there's a photo finish, that is to say that the two options they're considering are very, very close, how do they break that tie? That's the interesting thing about building relationships with clients, because once they've exhausted all of the quantitative factors in making that final decision, they fall back on something irrational, which is the strength of their relationship with you or the vendor that they're thinking of doing business with. So if you have a stronger relationship with them, or they feel warm and fuzzy having looked at your content, having spoken to you on the phone, or talked to one of your reps, you're going to be the option that they pick. All other things being equal, you're going to win. In the next video, we're going to take a really deep dive into that first stage of the buying cycle or the buying process, and that is awareness. And we're going to find out how we can shorten the sales cycle by really understanding how this awareness stage works. We're going to figure out how to shorten the sales cycle by understanding exactly how the awareness stage works for your prospect. I want to thank you for watching this video today. If you want to get notified about new ideas that we're sharing, visit us at zeronoisemarketing.com/videos, and you can subscribe on YouTube using that link, or look at other videos that we've created in our archive. Thank you very much. Have a great week.